Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's Monday, and obviously we did a little bit more of the Master Duel Monday. In this last week, it actually seeped into more of the week, which was refreshing. I did enjoy that, and if you guys enjoy that, let me know. I mean, honestly, I know that a lot of you come here just for the speed duel and the casual strength, advanced list decks. But if the Master Duel is something else that you guys like truly enjoy, we might just continually do that more often. And again, we'll probably start playing actual matches against people this next week rather than just, tooling around against the computer and stuff. So that said, let's talk about today's game. Today's game is going to be the MegaMan CCG. Now, or I guess it was a TCG. This is what one of the backs looked like. Excuse me. And for those of you who've played like the NetNavi series of video games, I want to say those started around Game Boy Advance time period. This is going to look very familiar. And again, if you guys watch TV right around like 2003, 2004, you guys probably remember this show. So what happened was MegaMan made a card game. And again, it was a 60 card deck. One of the cards has to be your avatar. So you choose one of the NetNavis to be who your deck is based off of. So here's the breakdown of the card. If they had an effect, it would be here. Otherwise, you get a full art card, which looks amazing. You get 3 values. The first one, labeled S, is the character's strength on its own. The second one is D for its defensive capability. And 3 is the B is the blast. Blasting allows you to flip cards out of your power stack in order to take the power rating on the card. And I'll show you guys in a second what I mean. To add that to the character's attack. This right here will be the individual character's symbol, as certain cards will belong to them and be unusable by other cards. So this deck is the base double base blast deck, and it's something that me and my friends come up with. We didn't find this game until it was like 2015, 2016, something around that time period. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. We got the cards really cheap. We bought, I was able to find display boxes, brand new old product, of all 6 of the decks, because they were releasing their decks as clashes. You'd get 2 characters at a time. And again, would be like a 59 card deck plus 1 character. I can't remember off the top of my head if they came with booster packs or not. And then we were able to find booster boxes from sets 1 and 3. If you know anybody who had any of the promos that might be willing to donate them, let them know to let me know. Obviously, you guys could find my about or my email on the channel. I would be interested in seeing them or even obtaining them at some point. Because again, this was like one of my favorite games for the time period. We had like a closed meta. But this is one of the cards that was synonymous with me. Let's get you guys that profile. So first, we're going to talk about event cards. Events are going to be similar to like Yu-Gi-Oh's normal spells. You play it and it goes away. So real quick, the breakdown. Right here is going to tell you what color resources you would need to have and or whether or not the resources in your character will count as being a resource to put this card in play. This 5-point power bar shows you how much power you'd have to have at the time in order to activate it. Up here is the power rating that I was talking about, what we use for the blast. And again, you're going to have the effect text. So real quick, we only use 1 copy of Chip Junkie. You do need to have 1 red resource in play. Reveal a random card from your discard pile. If that card happens to be a battle chip, then you may play it. And this does not count towards the 1 battle chip per turn limit. So again, my deck really focused in on trying to get the most power out of it. And again, when the attacker attacks and the defender defends, you measure up the strength with any multipliers or modifiers versus the defender's defense, again, plus any modifiers. And damage is dealt as cards flipped from deck to discard. And of course, when the deck depletes, when energy hits 0, your character gets deleted. So it was different. But yeah, we used Chip Junkie. And again, only the one. We used 3 copies of Deletion Inevitable. Again, you require 1 to use this. No power needed. It does have a 4 power rating. Discard a battle chip to make your opponent lose 4 energy. Again, this was just like 4 discards from the top of the deck. And what this allowed you to do was quickly try to deplete their hit points. Again, since it was closed meta, we only had what we had. It was only about a half dozen of us anyway. So again, cards, you either found them or you didn't. We were using 2 copies of Fish Intervention. Again, power 4. This effect is simply power up. You did need 1 yellow resource in your resource row in order to activate this. And when you power up, you just take the top card from your deck, place it in the energy bars on your side of the field. Next up, we used not enough power. This would also allow you to play an additional battle chip. Again, allowing us to get a little more advantage and try to hit harder. And the last event we used was Quite Confident. And again, if we have exactly 1 card in our hand, we can power up twice. Not as good. Definitely would switch that out for another copy of Not Enough Power. But it is what it is, just based on the cards that I did have. Still do. Next up will be all of our battle chips. And again, if you guys play the video games, these are going to look super, super familiar. And some of them, I think, are exactly the way they were. So we're going to use 3 copies of Area Steel. Again, no power needed. No resources needed. This is worth a power 4 for blasts. You burn 1 power, so take 1 power off of your thing. Throw it to the discard pile. Your Net Navi gains 2 strength and the ability to play another battle chip. So Area Steel allows you to press more advantage. We got the Boomer 2s. Because again, certain battle chips had levels to them. You'll see this before the end of this as well. This one does require 1 yellow resource to play. It does have a blast rating for 4. Burn 1 power, make your Net Navi strength plus 4 for the turn. So again, with base, that'll take him straight up to 7. And if you used an Area Steel first, that'd be 2 plus the 7, 8 gave be up to 9 before blasts. It is important. Next up would be the Bug Charge. This one's good because it shows you guys a little bit of everything. Number 1, base is the only deck that can use it. 2, it has a blast for 5. 3, you're going to need 2 base cards in play. Base is going to count for 1 of these. So 1 red resource, 1 base resource. Now, if you have a red base resource, counts for both. And you also need to have 3 cards in your power bar when you go to play this. You discard a card to make your base defense plus 2 for every card in your power gauge. So again, this could be up to a 10 defense. And believe me, when I say this, if I had more, I would have been playing them. But it is what it is. 4 copies of the Laser Blast chip, 2 red, 3 power to play. Net Navi strength plus 5. 5 for blast if discarded for that. 3 copies of Time Bomb. And again, this one is, this makes up for not having the Bug Charge. This will let us get a Net Navi defense plus 5 on double red and 3 power. And again, when you blast, it's only going to be worth 3, but still 3 is better than nothing. Then we're going to use 3 copies of Vulcan 2, 3 copies of Vulcan 3. So Vulcan 2 is 3 power to get 3 strength, and Vulcan 3 will be 4 power to get 4 strength. So again, not too bad. And again, that is one of the ways that you want to power up your cards in this game to make them stronger. The rest of the game is played using a card type called Resource. Now, I don't remember if you had a set back row limit, like if you could only have 4 or 5. I just know that you do put them in play. They stay there until you use them. You spend them to use them, so you'll offline them. You'll discard them from play by yourself to make that happen. And they're considered to be legendary. So if you guys have played Magic the Gathering, legendary just refers to cards of the same name not being able to be in play at the same time. Since we are predominantly a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, It would be like Grandmaster of the Sixth Samurai or even Gravekeeper's Chief. Like, you can only have one at a time. Same thing here. So let's get some of these. We're going to use 2 at fault. Obviously, it's going to count as base. It's going to be needing base in order to come into play. 2 power to play it, put it in play. And then again, at any time you can spend this, search your opponent's deck, place a card in their deck to the discard pile. Again, I would maximize this if I could. I cannot. This is all I have. But again, this allows you to attack specific cards. And again, in our closed meta, this really helped. But I was the only one to play like Numberman. So like Numberman was a real pain in the butt for a lot of players in our meta. And so like this was really good against my deck, but like more or less when my friends were playing with it. Next up, we were using 2 copies Carb Craving. Again, you need 3 power to put in play. 5 if blasted from the power bar. Spend, discard 2 cards from your hand to power up 3 times. Again, because we want to blast a bunch of times, and we're going to have to take 2 cards out of our power bar each time we do this. This is a great way to get the double blast, and we'll show you how you get that, because it's actually resource cards that allow it to happen twice, just like with the battle chips. Next up, we're going to use 3 copies of Envious Evil. We don't actually play this to play this, because when we spend this, we'll actually lose 1 energy, which means we mill the top card of our own build. But we do want to see this get into our blast bar, our power bar, for that power 5, because again, that's hefty. Next up, we're going to use a copy of Firm Barrier, 3 of them. Spend, discard a card, make your Navi get 2 defense. Again, I have so many ways to improve base's attack or his strength that his defense needed some work, so we did. Single copy of Flawless, again, only hailing the 1. When you spend this, place a card from your discard pile back on the top of your deck. So again, when we do this and we power up, we're guaranteeing that card going into our power bar so that we can get the 5 on the blast. So again, if I had more, you'd see them. Good card, great card for this. Same thing with this one. This is the Grave Virus Beast, and this is one of the few resources that just stays in play. So again, you need 4 power, you need base, counts as base. Whenever you play another base card, you may burn an opponent's power. And by burning down their power bar, you are just essentially doing your best to keep them out of better power chip or better battle chips. And of course, resources and events that require it. It'll also try to keep down the ability that they have to blast at you. The only downside is, again, it's a resource and it's not a virus, so it's not generic to where you can have more than 1 in play. But we do have enough effects in the deck that do force discards, so you could, but 2 would be my maximum. The next one is going to be the resource Interconnected. As you can tell, this is base. You need base, 2 energy, 2 power. Spend, discard a card to blast. This does not count against your blast limit, but you must perform the blast as normal. So spend this, discard 1 card from hand as your ignition, and then, again, refer to the card, take 2 out of the power bar in order to blast. So again, this is another one of those things that comes in for the double base blast. Next, we got the Ready Aim. Spend, discard a card with your Navi's emblem to burn an opponent of 2 power. So again, we want to make it harder for them to play things, battle chips, whatever. We don't like it when they respond. Ready for battle. Discard a yellow card to power up twice. Again, because we want to blast a lot, we need to be able to power up. Roll of Thunder. Discard a card to blast. This does not count against your blast limit. And again, these effects should stack since they don't say things like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Things that have the effect of like double summon. Will say that you can only gain 1 additional normal summon per turn this way. And again, it becomes like a standardized blanket reminder text. In this game, this means you could double, even triple blast in a single turn for some huge power bonuses. But again, I wouldn't be using this one towards more than the one I have. just because of the higher cost. Here's a virus to show you guys what they are. They will say virus. Just when you spend this, discard a card to play a battle chip. Again, does not go against your chip limit. And it says right here in the reminder text, viruses are not unique. Whenever you play a virus, you may get another copy from your deck and put that in play as well. So you get to play 2 of them for free. And then again, use their effects for whatever. And this helps you build up any of the resource costs for some of the cards to be played. 2 copies, strength under pressure. Discard a card, make Navi defense +3. Plus, for those of you who don't know, that's actually Proto Man. I think it looks better than he does in the like Nintendo games, but like the original Nintendo games. Let me rephrase it. 3 copies of Weepers. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may put it in play, even if it is a resource. So again, if it's a battle chip, you could do it. But to play the card, your requirements must be met. So if not, I do believe it'll just go back to the top of the deck because it'll fail to resolve. And then last up, the last 2 cards are Winning Hand. So you spend this. If you played a battle chip this turn, you get to power up. And again, this will help us when we want to blast. So this game is actually very fun. And if you guys like it, I have another 3 or 4 decks that should be relatively good. But again, this game lasted, it was like 3 sets, a handful of promotional cards that I never got to see. And it was just really fun. For the most part, in our group of friends, we had every net Navi, but not everybody split the cards appropriately to where every deck got built. It is a fun game. If you guys do get a chance, if you guys have these cards, I would definitely play them. If you do know somebody who's got some of the promos, I would, again, love to find out. Because number 1, I want to see them. Number 2, I'd love to own them. So that's that. I hope that you guys did enjoy this. If there's a game that you guys have played that I haven't profiled a deck for yet, let me know. We could maybe make a quicker beeline to it if I have cards for it, if I play that game. And if not, hey, I get to learn about other games that are out there. And if you guys really are enjoying this, we'll just keep going. Heck, we might even go through all of my cards from all of the other games. I got like 100 Magic decks that we could do. I got some stuff from Chaotic. I still got some time period Pokemon decks. All sorts of stuff. So for now, guys, I want you to go out there and I want you to do something for yourself today, because honestly, this might be the second one of my videos that you've watched today. And I thank you so much for that. But I'd like you guys to go out and have a great day and do something for yourself and just try to make it the best that you can, all right? If you can do that, we'll call it even. Hopefully I get to see you guys next time. Later.